Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everybody back to Blame Your Brother episode 222. There's a Coke snapping to start the show off. We are excited to be coming to you tonight, 8 p.m. Thursday night, Central Standard Time at blameyourbrother.tv. Come hang out with us as we stream the show live. Many things to discuss tonight, many things to celebrate. Few things maybe to lament on, but we'll get to all that in a minute. I am David. I am one half of the show. I am David, as I said, aka D. Brew, voice of people, Mr. 40%, Glenn Jackson, the spiritual midget, and I sit next to this gentleman whose name is John.
Everybody, John here, aka Tico, aka Mr. 50%, Mr. PTI, Mr. The Madman.
All right, so we have, like I said, a lot to get into tonight, but thank you guys so much for either joining us on the stream or, downloading the podcast and listening, however you're doing that. So we'll just go ahead and get started. John, how has your week been so far? You seem like you got something on your mind.
I do have something on my mind.
Okay, what is it?
I have become extremely disenfranchised with fast food. I just all of a sudden just went off the deep end.
I'm sure that there's a story.
There's a story.
All right, please go ahead. Let's berate the fast food workers. I can't wait to hear this.
Well, someone I know.
Yeah.
They got COVID-19.
Okay.
They live with someone who works at a very, very famous, the OG of franchise fast food.
Okay.
All right. And
are you going to name, or are we just supposed to
everybody
guess?
knows.
Okay.
The
big one.
You know.
The big one.
The OG.
Okay. All right.
And so, their policy apparently, not my job. If someone lives with someone that has symptoms, they can't come back to work until everyone in the household is clear.
Right. That makes sense. Sure.
The person that got COVID in this household just got it, and the person's manager that works at this establishment, McDonald's. Okay, it's McDonald's.
Okay, of course.
Their manager said once the person that works there, as long as they get tested negative,
right,
they can work. It doesn't matter who they live with, who they're around.
Okay. I mean, yeah, this is nothing new. I mean,
this is why we're still dealing with this
I
pandemic.
know. I'm not condoning it. My wife works somewhere where there's some things that have been done that are, I mean, in my opinion, questionable. Like you say, like this person has it, but they're in their household, but I don't know. It's all kind of dicey. So this is someone you know, obviously, a family member.
Someone I know.
And this is why you're mad at McDonald's.
That's not just, I mean...
Or the fast food industry.
I mean, McDonald's in this case. But, I mean, we had some Taco Bell the other day, and it was just blah.
How often do you eat Taco Bell is the question.
Probably once a month.
Okay. Well, that's about the right amount of time. Yeah. My kids have gotten to the phase where they love Taco Bell, and so... I eat every once in a while.
When I was in high school, well, there was one across the street from where we were at, so I mean that was kind of my go-to.
Right.
And then but now it's pretty seldom. And then the other day we got some Chick-fil-A, and Chick-fil-A is pretty much my favorite of the. To me, quality-wise, I think it's the best that you're going to get.
Overrated.
Anyway,
the service is great.
The service is great,
and the food is good. I'm not knocking Chick-fil-A. I just think people speak of it as if it's the mecca of holy food. Like let's chill out, people. It's chicken.
I mean, it's as far as fast food goes.
If it ain't got no burger, it does not count to me. Like I wouldn't even consider Taco Bell in like if we're doing Mount Rushmore of fast food, which maybe we will next week. I don't know. It sounds like a good idea, but. I don't know what's in my hand because it sounds like we might be doing that next week. But anyways, continue.
But I mean, so we eat and everything. Yeah, it was all right. But I'm cleaning up and stuff. I take the trash out. When I come back in the house, it smells like a teenager's car because of the Chick-fil-A. It's just like
really. Yeah,
it's just, and I guess I was blind to the smell because it.
That's odd. I don't know. I've never.
And I was just like. Ugh.
So is this is specific to this one time, or is this a continual
This is the first time it happened.
What do you think that happened?
I don't know. I think that I've just always been blind to it.
Huh, that's odd.
Because my wife didn't, and I didn't notice it until I went outside, got fresh air,
Well,
and it came right
let's
back
back
in.
up. Smells like a teenager's car.
Like-
What does that mean, John? You
Like
have to.
you know, like a teenager.
No, I don't
they
think I
get-
do. Stinks
Yeah, it
like
smells like.
BO.
No, just like if you're a kid, a guy that just doesn't care about their car. You got guys that are like that treat their cars like pristine,
Right. Yes.
and then you got the other side of the coin.
Most teenagers.
Yes,
Yes. Just.
that like
Okay,
you imagine like rappers and stuff all over the place.
I mean, yes, but that's more of a optical thing. I don't know. I think the smell's different for everyone. I don't have to crack it up with the chat about this, but so anyway, so you got
unless someone's
Chick-fil-A.
enjoying themselves.
Chick-fil-A smelled like a teenager's car,
Yes,
and so you hate all fast food now.
I'm just very disenfranchised of them.
Okay.
Just, I'm not saying I'm not gonna. I will eat fast food.
Of course
again.
you
Of
will.
course I
Of course we all will.
But I mean, I'm just saying, it's just like
Yeah, we're doing next week. Just pencil it in. We're doing the Mount Rushmore fast food. Okay.
All right, you
It's gotta
guys
be.
heard it.
It's got to be done now because I don't want to play. I mean, dude, whatever you think of the OGs, and you're number one next week because I'm number one when we do our list tonight. I mean, if McDonald's isn't number one, but whatever, dude. You hate it. You're done with it. Whatever. Maybe your little list Zaxby's or something in number one. That'd be great. So you ran in. You fell out of love with fast food this week.
Yes, I did.
Anything else happening?
No, that's pretty much it.
Oh, that's fantastic, John. There you go. Well, okay. I guess that's all funny, and I hate to follow up funny with some somber news, but I guess I'll just get it out of the way. I tweeted it out today, and I don't want everyone to get all like down and out about it. It's something new. I told you last week. I found, and hopefully this doesn't get emotional. I don't think it will, but we found out my mom has cancer. I found out on her birthday, which was January 30th, and so at the time, obviously, I've never fallen down. Yes, I have. Once in my life before I fell down because of like grief, and that's, I don't know, that wasn't really grief. I was more being afraid as when my son was born and there were complications. But I fell to the floor with grief when I found out my mom had cancer. And, in her way, she let me, I called her for her birthday and I was just rambling, like, oh, no, this is going on in my life, blah, 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 And then finally I was like, well, how are you doing? And, I always expect my mom, like I guess most of us, growing up, you expect your mom to always have things handled. That's kind of like what, when I look back at my mom, everything was just always handled. And you never really worried about your mother, which is kind of,
I mean, as it should be. I mean, think about it.
It's a little ridiculous to think, my mom, anyway. And she said, she basically, I'm not doing good. She started crying and said she had cancer. So that, it's terrible news. At this point, she's going to go get a biopsy on the 16th where we can find out more. It does not look good at this point, but we're at a stage now with cancer that we can hopefully hope for the best. So I just say if you're listening, just prayer, good vibes, thoughts, whatever you want to send my mother's way, more so than me, but to our family, that would be greatly appreciated. So, and it's it's part of life. John's mom passed away of cancer, and I think most people have probably had some dealings with it. And it's just a terrible cosmic, like it's almost like a terrible joke, like. So that being said, hopefully we'll see what happens. I will keep people up to date on it, and if it gets emotional at some point, I'm sure it will. But and it's Lee, who used to host. I mean, his mother as well. We do have the same mother, same father. Which always sometimes surprises people when they first meet me and Lee. They're like, "You guys are brothers?" Like, really? But my brother-in-law Corey said it best. He said, "I'd never seen your dad before, and then once I saw your dad and I looked at you two, I saw that you were brothers. Like, there's a little him and both of you." So that was kind of a unique experience. So anyway, just send good thoughts that way, and I keep up to date and hope for the best. That's all you can do. So that's somber news. Let's move on to good news where we can fill it back up again. Something amazing happened this week.
What could it be?
My friend, my role model, my hero, the perfect man, Tom Brady, won his 7th Super Bowl championship. Now, we both last week were pretty sure, logically, that Kansas City was going to win. But I said on the thing, I don't know, though. Like, destiny's weird, in sports. Like, sometimes sports just follows this weird narrative. Like, I mean, you watched the season as I did. There's no way anyone realistically thought Tampa Bay was going to win the Super Bowl.
Well, I mean, think about when has there ever been someone that went to the Super Bowl had a new quarterback?
I mean, I don't know it's ever happened.
Period. I
has
mean,
it? I can't think of a time it's ever happened. Has it? I mean,
there've been.
You got, especially not recently, because these are all like Patrick Mahomes. Even him was drafted, but that doesn't really count. He didn't go his rookie year. You're right. It's rare that a free agent goes to another team. Honestly, John, I don't know it's ever happened. I'm sure Michael Anthony, who we do have a memory of the week for later in the show, he gave us, but I'm sure he will correct us, our super fan, so he'll let us know. But yes, that's crazy. He's played for 20 seasons now, 21 years. Been to the Super Bowl 10 times. So that means over half of the Super Bowls he's been in, that's crazy, dude. That doesn't even make any sense, man. There's no sport where that's a thing. Even like the Yankees back in the 20s, I don't know that they went 10 times in like 20 years. I don't know. I mean, once again, fact check it, but that's pretty remarkable. So I watched the game and I was loving it. You knew it was over at halftime, man. I mean, it was that kind of game. Like the Tampa Bay defense was just astounding. And I'm wearing, if you're in the live stream, I'm wearing this Tom Brady shirt. It is, John said it's a very loud shirt, but I love it. Every time I've worn this shirt, Tom Brady has never lost a game. That's all I'm saying. So if Tampa Bay fans, if you're listening, you want to send me some thank yous, congratulations, I will take. I believe in, I do, and I don't believe in ghosts or supernatural crap like that, but I do believe in superstition. I do believe.
Do you think Tom Brady needs to like send you a little something?
I think so. I would take a little cash. I mean, or a meeting. Like if he wants to fly me out to wherever he's living.
Be on the podcast.
Sure. That would be, yes. I'll take that over money. Like I don't even know if I could ask any questions. I'd probably just be like stuttering full the entire time. But everyone knows I'm a huge Tom Brady fan, obviously, and this was fun to watch. It was. Was it the greatest game ever played? I mean, no. I mean, from a football fan perspective, but if you were rooting for Tom Brady, it was fantastic. Now, did you watch any of the game?
I watched a lot of highlights.
All right, okay. So what were you?
I mean, Mahomes, he lost, but the boy's a beast.
He's crazy. Some of those throws, which
I'm
should have
sorry.
been caught.
They should have been
caught. I mean, the kid.
As far as he was like horizontal, his whole body.
Yeah.
And it's bouncing off a guy's hands. I'm like, come on.
And I say kid because he's
super young.
20 years old. He's like 26 years old.
Yeah.
So
is this his second or third year in the
third year? Second Super Bowl.
Come on.
I mean, that throw where he was horizontal to the ground was one of the greatest throws I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I've never seen. People don't do that. The guy, if you don't understand, was perfectly parallel to the ground, going backwards, and throws the ball. How you would even throw that?
I thought he was. I thought when he jumped and he slung it, I thought he was throwing it out of bounds.
I did too.
No, that was going
it
to
hit
somebody.
the receiver right in the numbers. He should have caught that. So, regardless, so what were you like sleeping when the game was on? Were you just running around the house? Because you didn't watch it in real time. Okay. Did you happen to watch any of the halftime show from the Weeknd?
I didn't catch any of the halftime show. If I had a choice between watching highlights or the halftime show, I'm watching football.
Yeah, no, I understand. So I watch some, generally during the halftime show, if it's not someone I love like Prince, I watch the entire Prince. I would have watched it over the game, whatever year that was. No one can argue that's the greatest Super Bowl performance of all time. It started raining when he played Purple Rain. I mean, bro, come on.
Next to Janet Jackson.
Oh, jeez, man. That guy, Justin Timberlake's about to get canceled by the cancel culture, by the way. Are you keeping up with this stuff?
No.
Well, there's a Britney Spears documentary out on Hulu, and my man ain't being painted in such positive light. Apparently.
Cry me a river.
Well, the part of it's that I guess he insinuated that she cheated on him, and no one's ever said that actually happened. And that video is heavily implying, it's not implying, it's saying she cheated on him. And that made her, at the time, it made her like the bad guy, and Justin was like hot stuff back then. Everyone had that album. Anyway, point is, my man and the Janet Jackson thing, so their big thing on Twitter is like, this man has used 2 women to advance his career, and I'm like, it's kind of true. But Weeknd performance, I did not watch all of it at the time, but I was kind of watching as I was going through rooms, and the general chatter on social media is like, but they hate everything. So I was like,
No.
I'm gonna go watch this because I do like The Weeknd a lot. So I went back and watched it, and man, it was a really good performance. It was like he was doing crazy stuff with the camera. He was doing like a Hall of Mirrors thing. He was moving the camera around. It was like disorienting. I thought it was a very good performance. I think he's got some great singles. So I thought it was really good.
I might check it out.
It's hard to mess. It's on YouTube. It's like 13 minutes. You can watch like the first 10 or just skip through the hits and things. He's had some really good hits. And the thing about The Weeknd, it kind of, because my father-in-law was over and he was like, who is this guy? And I was like, I guess he's like modern Michael Jackson, I guess. Kind of can sing. He goes, well, he ain't got Michael Jackson. He ain't got nothing on Michael Jackson or whatever. And I went, well, yeah, dude. I mean, who does? That's But I think he's a really talented performer. I think his songs are great because they sound very pop. But like when you break down the lyrics, these are like dark songs. Like Can't Feel My Face is about using cocaine, which he references in another song where he's like, they gave me a kid's choice for writing a song about cocaine use. I'm like, that's true. That's kind of funny. So, but anyway, that was great. And then did you see The Streaker? The Streaker.
Yeah, I was really wondering. First of all, I didn't know you had a pink swimsuit.
I know.
And I didn't know how you got down there.
There is that dude that did that. There's a guy that was calling it on a radio show, and he is so funny. He was like, take off the bra, pull up your pants, and be a man. I was like, what is happening? So the rumor of The Streaker is that he had placed a large bet on himself, a prop bet, that there would be a streaker. And he told everybody he put $50,000 on it and won $400,000. And I went, if this dude did this, he is the brightest man that's ever walked the face. I don't care. Now gamblers are starting to say, no one's taking $50,000 on a prop bet. They just don't do that. So I think the dude's lying. I did read he was supposed to be advertising he's in some kind of adult website or something. It was kind of promo for that. So. Whatever. I mean,
he could have taken several smaller bets from different markets.
That's true. People said that, but it is a genius idea, though.
It's smart.
I mean,
it's
I'm
something
thinking
that you can. I mean, you
John,
can make happen.
2022, baby. I'll do it. I will. If you tell me you can split like $500,000 if I just run it, because he had his friend help him. His one friend had to distract him, and then he jumped out. So it'd have to be a tandem duo. But if we could put like 50 G spread out on that, and we can make it happen. They got to pay you the money, right? I wouldn't tell anybody I bet on it. Number one, I think that's if he did, you can't go around telling people on podcasts you did that, dude. I mean, you just got to keep that on the hush. So that was that. That was Super Bowl. I love Super Bowl. It was great. We'll see what happens in football as we move forward, but let Tom enjoy his celebration. I'm happy.
Just saying, if the guy ever does it again, make sure he's wearing a Blame Your Brother swimsuit.
I know, right? You think we could? Maybe Half Pint might do it. I don't know. We'd have to find someone else. All right, well, let's talk about a few downer things right here. First off, Larry Flint passed away on February 10th. So I guess yesterday. For those who don't know, Larry Flint was an American publisher and, mainly known for Hustler, the pornographic videos, and 3 pornographic television channels named Hustler TV. A lot of people, he fought several high-profile legal battles involving the First Amendment, which they made the movie about. And what I think is really crazy, he was paralyzed from the waist down due to injury sustained in a 1907 assassination attempt by a serial killer named Joseph Paul Franklin. Did you know that?
I did not know.
I didn't know there was a serial killer. So in 2000,
I knew someone was trying to kill him.
Right. But apparently serial killer. In 2003, he was listed as #1 on the 50 most powerful people in pornography list. So Larry Flint passed away after a lengthy life, with all things considered.
He was no spring chicken.
No, he wasn't. But what are your thoughts on the man?
I'll be honest. Most of what I know from that movie.
I would agree with you on that.
So
yes, People vs. Larry Flint. I learned most about him.
I know he played him. He played a judge in the movie.
Really?
Yeah,
that's funny.
He was the judge in the court case.
That's funny. It's been a while since I've seen it. I just remember, obviously Edward Norton was in it, so I had to go see it. Woody Harrelson was great, and then Courtney Love, which is crazy. The thing about Courtney Love I come back to is that
there's some times where she could be pretty remarkable.
Yes, she's got some songs. I'm telling you, Malibu off Hole's album. That song Malibu is one of the best songs I think it's ever been written.
Oddly enough, this is not the only biopic she's been in.
Right.
And I'll be honest, when I was watching Man on the Moon,
yeah,
I got a crush on her character.
Yeah, you can see it. She's capable of great. She's just a train wreck of a person. Now, all this, did she kill Kurt Cobain, all that? Come on, man.
I just don't want to think about it.
It's silly stuff. I mean, did she probably not be the most nurturing partner, which may have led him to, reevaluate? I don't know. Who's to say, right? But all you people think she killed him. Come on, dude. Some of these things can't stay hidden forever. Somebody would have come forward.
The way I see it is, let someone who is addicted to heroin come up with this story and blame it on her. Yeah. Then maybe.
Right.
But nobody that has that kind of background is really, trying to crucify her. So.
Right. It's bizarre. But anyway, so rest in peace, Larry Flint. Now, the other thing, we talked about The Mandalorian and Gina Carano. Gina Carano, if you don't know, MMA fighter turned actress, and she was one of the characters on Mandalorian. And she
said some stuff.
She tweets out things that are kind of stupid. And if you were doing this, John, if we were on The Mandalorian together, and you were tweeting this stuff, I would come to you and go, you got to stop, dude. I mean, I understand, you think it's cool and it's the First Amendment and all that, but if you want to keep your job, I don't know how no one on that cast was like, you got to literally stop this. Well, news today come out. She was let go because of this Instagram post or Instagram story, which said Jews were, that's already, back off. It involves Jewish people and the Holocaust. Jews were beaten in the streets not by Nazi soldiers, but by their neighbors, even by children, Carano wrote on Instagram, because history is edited. See where this is going. Most people today don't realize that to get to the point where Nazi soldiers could easily round up thousands of Jews, the government first made their own neighbors hate them simply for being Jews. I mean, that is true, that part is. How is that any different from hating someone for their political views? Well, the first thing I would say is...
you don't have a choice in one of those.
Yes, you have a choice to be Jewish. You're born that you're not. You can't wake up one day and go, today I'm Jewish, today I'm black, today I'm Asian. No, like you're born a certain way, and some people persecuted for that. Her tweeting out these stupid, essentially pro-Trump, anti-coronavirus things. In this day and age, you just got to know better. Like, you're working in an industry that links the left.
Look who you work for.
Right.
Disney.
They don't want that smoke.
Yeah.
They're like, nah, you got to stop. So, the rumor was that, the guy from the director. What's
James Gunn?
No. One who was in Swingers.
John Favreau.
Yes, thank you. Apparently, he's the big brain trust behind The Mandalorian. I guess he kept going to bat for her. Just like, let's keep her around. This was the final straw. People like, you got to go, dude. So, she got written off a major show, a cash cow of a show, because she thought it was like protecting her freedom of speech. It's stupid, man. I just don't understand it. I don't get it.
I guess she thought that they kept having Bill Burr back. That
right.
He says all sorts of stuff. Maybe I can say some stuff too.
What is the mindset here of these? And it is Trump people currently. I'm not saying it wasn't other people past, but we're talking today. It's the Trump people who are just like, I got to get this out here, man. If people don't hear my political opinion, it doesn't exist. No, that's actually not true. Like, you can literally just get on Facebook, just search it, and then just leave. You don't have to post 1,500 conspiracy theories, QAnon. Even that senator from, I believe, Georgia, or representative, is in hot water because she was part of this QAnon conspiracy. She said Sandy Hook was staged. That already, like, you got to, look, even if I believe that in my heart, if I literally was like, yo, man, Sandy Hook was a government staged event, I would never say it to anyone, ever. That's one thing these people are crazy. Because if you were, like me and you, like today, if you woke up and started having those thoughts, you just wouldn't tell anybody.
I might tell you.
Right.
To like, as a sounding board.
Right.
But by your reaction, I'd be like, what? This is
That's what I always wondered. If you started going crazy, like you started seeing things and believing things, do you think you would ask for help, honestly? Like, that's got to be tough to do,
I would go to somebody, somebody I trust, a friend.
Okay.
And I would say some stuff as a joke.
Yeah.
Just to see what your baseline would be.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, what are you talking? That's crazy, man.
And then I'd be like, I'm just messing around.
But would you think you would go get help after that?
It would really depend on your reaction.
I just wonder because I think of that all the time, but I watched them. I wouldn't think of that. I do think, honestly, like crazy people, when's that point where you're just like, uh-oh, like you don't realize you're crazy anymore. Watch a movie called Frailty with Bill Paxton, Matthew McConaughey. It's a really good movie. It was directed by Paxton. It stars Matthew McConaughey and Paxton as the two main leads, and it's about a guy, the father has a vision from God, and he's supposed to go out and kill demons. And he tells his kids, like, we have to do this together. That's the movie. You got to check it out. Frailty, I believe it's on Amazon Prime or Netflix. It's on one of the others. I watched it tonight. 2 thumbs up. Highly recommend it. It's a movie you got to go check out. So there you go. All right, well, Super Bowl, Streaker, Larry, Gina. I mean, is it time to get to the Mount Rushmore?
Well, right before we do.
Oh, here we go.
Last week, well, maybe we'll have time for it afterwards.
Go ahead.
I was going to mention WandaVision.
Oh, yeah, no, that's perfect time. Yes, WandaVision.
WandaVision. I called it last week.
Yes.
And I got it right.
I'm going to tell you about that. Corey came over to my house. I said, how... Now, I'm going to talk it spoiler free. You can go back and listen to John's prediction. He predicted someone would literally appear on the show, and they did, and I was watching it.
And not just, I mean, the framing of the person.
Yes.
Not just like the character.
Yes. And I was like, I told Corey, my brother, I was like, I don't know how a dude knew that. Did you wait, you read that?
We were talking about
the bombshell.
The bombshell.
Who's going to be on the show?
Who's going to be on the show? And you said, and I mentioned a few people, and you're like, no, it's got to be Luke Skywalker,
the version of that.
Yeah. And I was just thinking, okay, John, who would I think would be the coolest version of whoever to pop up? And I was like, you know what? This would be cool.
Well, you nailed it, man. It was a wild episode. It was a good one. It's probably the best one so far, in my opinion.
I'm been on pins and needles for almost a week now because I want to watch the next episode.
Oh, I can't wait. It's very exciting to see where it goes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's more theories abound, but when it wraps up, we're going to have a deep discussion about it. Maybe it'll be a bonus episode or something, but we got to talk about it.
It's great because this has never been done on TV before.
Like, what do you mean?
The whole setup of the show.
Oh, yeah, no, of course, no.
Just the mixing of all these different things is just
I'd say the closest thing, if people want to go out, is Legion, which is a X-Men spinoff. And that show, you'll watch that show and you won't even know, like, half the time.
You'll have to watch Legion a few times before you...
but loved it. I mean, I loved it. It's a mind-bending show, but that's the closest thing. But this is phenomenal. It's a great show. So if you're not checking out WandaVision, go get the Disney Plus and watch it. It's well worth it. So, yeah. All right, here we go.
All right.
Well, today, our Mount Rushmore. What shall it be? What shall it be? Well, I just texted John and said, man, we got to do the top Toms not named Tom Brady. That's going to be our list today. I mean, with Tom Brady being in the news this week, me loving Tom Brady, it's time to determine who are the best Toms out there that aren't Tom Brady. Okay, now I mean that's whenever it's not something, I'm pretty much saying like, nah, dude.
It's not even why even
do it? Like when we did Top Muppets, I said, well, Top Muppets not named Kermit, dude. Yeah. I mean, Kermit's got to be everyone's number one choice. So, all right, so I will say before we start the list. Tom Brady was born Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr., which makes it one of the most waspy names you've ever heard in your life. He was born August 3rd, 1977, which means I'm just a few months older than him. And that's what we're going for. So for my list, I looked at Tom, Thomas, or Tommy was kind of what I was searching my parameters for. I'm looking for best, most important, most recognizable, most discussed in kind of the modern canon of pop culture is how I looked at it. Okay. So, all right. So I'm gonna go. So I go first.
David goes first, and I'd just like to say this is kind of a raw deal,
right?
Because with David going first and us not including Tom Brady because he's already the number one, it's like David gets 2 first picks.
That's true. So it works out.
Wanted to get that off my chest.
And I want to get some off my chest because you said last week, before we get into this list, that Freddie Mercury was not the top singer in the world. You said he was in the top 3. Bro, the people were just like,
I know
bro,
they were on me.
they were not happy. I don't know if I think you voted in that poll maybe because there was one vote for.
I didn't vote on that.
Oh, okay. Well, then there was one vote. There was quite a few votes. I mean, the majority of them were Freddie Mercury. There was one vote for Elvis and one vote for Steve. Who'd you say?
Steve Perry.
Steve Perry. Yes. Okay. They weren't happy. And now, and then somebody didn't like your list either. Steve, who listens to the show, was not happy with any of your choices almost. So, that's what you gonna do. You can't please them all, right? All right, I'm gonna go number one. The top Tom that isn't Tom Brady. I mean, we wouldn't be sitting here today. We wouldn't be enjoying this style of government. We wouldn't have Hamilton. We wouldn't have all these things we have without Thomas Jefferson is my number one. Thomas Jefferson. He's on money, okay, so that's important. He's one of the instrumental thinkers of our country today. I would say he's very recognizable. Also, he's in Hamilton. He's very funny in Hamilton because
as long as we're getting out there what's important.
Right, it's a good story. It also tells it, but it's also a funny character. But I've always liked I'm looking at the chat. I've always liked Thomas Jefferson. I've always liked his thoughts on America, his thoughts on religion, and I think a lot of things we do today are outside of what he envisioned for the country. And I think a lot of libertarians, right or wrong, kind of look to him as their guiding star with some of his philosophies. So that's my number one. I know who your number one is, but go ahead. Let's hear it. So John's
number one.
Could it be a guy that's played?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Well, go ahead then. All right.
More important.
Oh, God.
Also, we would not be here without this person because these lights that are shining down upon us, they would not be here. Uncle Fester would not have his number one gimmick.
Wow.
The grandfather of the record, Thomas Edison.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
And today happens to be Mr. Edison's birthday.
Really? Get out of here. The only reason people will hate you for that is because
Tesla. And,
people love Tesla, bro.
People
what is up with that? I went to Niagara Falls.
I don't know why you can't admire both.
I don't know, but it seems because of you go to Niagara Falls, there's a statue of Tesla there, Nikola Tesla. You watch the movies, they always make like the Nolan movie, The Prestige.
Prestige, which is a great movie.
Made Edison look like a chump. Like Tesla was a cool dude in that movie. Wasn't he played by David Bowie or something?
He wasn't David Bowie.
David Bowie has played Tesla though. I'm pretty sure at some point. I think it was David Bowie. Are you sure?
Not in that movie.
Oh, I think David Bowie has played Tesla though. I don't know. It's
those in the chat, you wanna look that up and get back to us.
I almost want to know right now. So why? Okay, so basically, like you said, the lights.
Tom said it, lights, the phonograph, just a lot of stuff is attributed to him.
David Bowie, Tesla. I told you, man.
Oh man, he was way different.
Yeah, David Bowie played Tesla. So how much cooler can it get? No. And you got David Bowie playing Tesla, bro. It's over for Edison. No. Yes, Edison obviously very important, and hipsters like the ones that aren't. They like the number twos usually, not the number ones. All right, so we got Thomas Jefferson. Tom said we got a bunch of old folks. Well, then I'm grabbing my dude. The most famous Tom today, the most beloved man probably in America. One of the first celebrities to get the COVID. Tom Hanks. And how can you go wrong Tom Hanks? I mean, if you would just look at half of his movie career, what he's played. I mean, he plays freaking Woody from Toy Story alone.
He played Walt Disney.
Yes.
He played
let's go Forrest Gump. He Saving Private Ryan. He was like a spectacular Philadelphia fantastic movie. I mean, he's been in just all these amazing The Burbs. Let's go back to The Burbs. One of the funniest comedies.
Funny movie.
There's something very likable about him. He's very humble. He's very.
When I was in high school is when the whole phenomenon of the Kevin Bacon game, the 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, and I was like, forget Kevin Bacon, I'll do 6 Degrees of Tom Hanks, and no one could stump me.
No, it's tough. He's been, especially as his.
And I mean, if you can get to Kevin Bacon in 5, Apollo 13, boom, Tom Hanks.
He's just been in so many movies. I mean, we're going to look back and really go, that guy was. I know me and you always say, oh, Daniel Day-Lewis and Leo and all this, but Tom Hanks is like, he could be the GOAT. I mean, of actors. I mean,
he's up there.
He's got to be, right?
I mean, just because
he's got the awards too. Yeah. I mean, people are Sleepless in Seattle, Big, Splash. I mean, look at this is like 3 different careers of this guy, man. Yeah. Like if he had just did Sleepless in Seattle, Big Splash, those are three movies that men and women both love. Like,
Yeah.
you know, then he does Forrest Gump. Everyone loves it. Like I said, Apollo 13. People love that. He's rarely in a bad movie. Now, he did do those Angels and whatever that is, Da Vinci Code or whatever.
No.
He did all those movies. Ugh.
I think certain people get a pass on movies that are about books.
Yeah, I guess he does. I mean, those movies, no one was going to make those movies good. You know, he probably saw, like, ooh, I can get in on a franchise. And it's like, man, you picked the wrong. Just stick with Toy Story, bro. That's your franchise. That's where your money. Okay, so Tom Hanks is my number 2. Who is your number 2?
My number 2.
You look confused over here.
I was trying to think of a clever way to introduce this guy, but just say you just can't come around here no more. Tom Petty.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Good old Tom Petty. I mean,
he's hobnobbed with, like, he's done songs with Roy Orbison. He's done songs with Stevie Nicks.
oh, he's
I mean, he's just so good.
he's rock royalty, and he has so many good songs that, like, you don't even, like, you just start thinking about it. They were, and the beauty of his songs were they were really simple, just really good rock songs with great melodies in them.
Yeah.
Great. I mean, I remember 1994ish being in high school and Mary Jane's Last Dance. I mean, it was everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Everyone loved it, dude. Like, I'd be in a class and everyone in the class loved it. Like, every group, I'm like, all right, man, what's going on here? You know, even the rap dude's like, that's a pretty good song, man. I'm like, yeah, it's good. So yeah, no, Tom Petty seemed like a nice guy and owed a lot of his success to kind of following Bob Dylan. I like a lot of his early stuff. I hear him, I'm like, oh yeah, dude,
Oh, yeah.
he sounds a lot like Bob Dylan. But he, yeah, obviously he became his own man and did his own thing. So there you go. Nice pick. All right. Okay, I'm gonna go with. Okay, I'm gonna shoot. It's hard to do, but I'm gonna go. See, I'm trying to really justify it for the
This
people.
is where it starts to get.
But you know what? I'm just
yeah.
gonna go with what I went. Another actor. Once again, one of the most famous actors around. A little bit. I mean, people think he's nutty, but you know, I will defend
Tom
him.
Cruise.
Tom Cruise. And Tom Cruise, like Tom Hanks, has been in so many movies. It's ridiculous.
And it's also been, you know,
Great movies.
oddly enough, I mean, your 2 back-to-backs. Did you know
Probably not.
that they pitched Jerry Maguire to Tom Hanks first?
Really? Oh, wow. That would have been.
That could have been a completely different movie.
Oh.
But you know what? It still would have worked.
And guess what he played? Guess what song he sings in Jerry Maguire? A little Tom Petty song, Free Fallin', while he's driving down the street. So, in the desert. So, yes, Tom Cruise. I mean, you know, come on.
He's bat crazy, but the guy is charismatic.
He is.
I mean, if he's on your TV screen, you can't turn it away.
I mean, once again, what's the bad movie he's been in? I'm sure there's a few, but
I mean, even
the scales tip. Think about his role in the comedy.
I mean, Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Mention it.
That's what I'm saying.
The movie is kind of a parody of him,
Yes.
but he's in the movie. I mean, my gosh, and you didn't know. Oh gosh,
It's so good. No, he's
great.
Once again, if he's in something, I did not see The Mummy, to be fair, but you know, once again, everyone has their missteps. But if you look at like Live, Die, Repeat is a like that's a great movie later on in his career. Obviously, you know, Top Gun, Born on the 4th of July. Oh man, there's so many. I mean, he's just been in everything. You know, Risky Business. So you name it. So that's mine. Tom Cruise. All right, who's your number 3?
All right.
It's tough.
It's starting to get tough because there's like 3 I really want to include.
Me too. I was looking at 4 and I'm like, well, 2 are getting left out for show, and my last one's going to be kind of a, kind of a centric one. I always try to make 4 a little different. So.
Yeah, me too.
So 3 is like your last chance to really like grab the good stuff.
I've got to go OG on this one.
Uh-oh.
Saint Thomas.
Oh,
From the
God.
Bible.
That should have been your number 4, bro. St. Thomas. Tell us what a John. Come
St.
on,
Thomas.
you're about to get ripped by the community.
Yeah, I am. He is known as the Doubting Thomas.
He's known.
That's what he's referred to as.
I would say you say he's known. Is he not?
I'm saying in the heat of the moment, the person that you admire most in the world, you witness get killed, and then all of a sudden, this person comes back.
Yes.
And I don't think he was coming from a place of doubt. I think he was coming from a place of, if this builds my hopes up again and it's not the real deal, it's going to end me. And I can understand.
That is an interesting take.
I can understand that.
You're a director making a movie.
That's the way I would go.
That's how you. That's interesting.
Go.
Yeah.
I named my son's middle name.
It's
Thomas.
Seriously. And he didn't make the list.
What? He did make the list.
No, your son should have been higher up on the list.
Middle names.
Still counts, man. We never said it couldn't be middle names,
We
bro.
didn't say middle names. I guess this list would have been a lot
longer. Oh, man. You're in trouble. No, I was kidding. Okay. So, any more words about St. Thomas?
No, I'm good.
How much screen time does he have after the end of John, which is oddly enough? If he's in whatever gospel, is he in Acts?
They all end up.
Does he die? How does he die?
He's in the beginning of Acts.
How does he die? Do we know?
He's crucified as well.
Oh, well. At least he made it on the list for crucifixion. Okay, my last choice. I'm going to go with something like off the beaten path because I'm done with people. I mean, it's going to be a person, but it's.
Oh, okay.
But we don't know who this person is. But if you follow baseball, you definitely have heard my last one, Tommy John. Tommy John surgery. If you follow baseball, every pitcher has to have Tommy John surgery. That's because there was a baseball player named Tommy John, and I believe in the early 80s, was the first person who ever had the surgery. And the surgery has changed the game of baseball. It used to be if you had like this certain rotator cuffs injury, you were done forever. Like, because you can think pitchers are throwing some heat, the arms not doing natural things. And this guy was basically the guinea pig for this new surgery, which extended pitchers' careers, Hall of Fame pitchers, and things like that. So, like I said, being a sports guy, everyone in baseball, you've heard Tommy John surgery 1,000 times. So I had to throw it. Like I said, I'm going on my fourth one. I wanted some kind of pop culture, so Tommy John. So there you go, John. What's your last one? What are you wrapping it up with?
Oh well, I'm torn between
Rush song.
No.
Today's Tom Sawyer, no. All right.
One of my people they are a real person. The other one is not.
Okay, I don't know who your non-real person is.
But
so you have an actor or
no?
Oh, it's not an actor. Okay, well, let's go. Wow. I don't know who this would be then.
I'm gonna do one for the kids out there. I'm gonna go with the non-actor. Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh, I thought you were going Tommy Pickles for a minute. Your namesake.
Tommy.
Thomas. Like people would. I'm not even being funny here. We'll talk about Thomas the Tank in a minute. People would see the not
Chucky.
I'm talking Chucky. Timmy is who? The main kid.
Tommy's the main one.
Okay, Tommy's the main. Okay, but
Chucky. I'm Chucky. Let's be honest.
That's what I'm bringing it down to because that's what made me think of it. If you look at Chucky. I wish I could get a picture real quick of Chucky.
I'm sure you can.
Chucky from Rugrats. There was a doll that had it, and people would be like, "Man, that looks like John." I'm not even making this up. People would be like, "Yo, that's John, dude." And I'm like,
"Yeah."
Yeah, and you know what? What's crazy is I've really never noticed. If I was
a cartoon toddler, this would be me.
This kind of, if your son had red hair, dude.
He does kind of.
He's kind of like a dead ringer for him. Huh.
Yeah.
All right, I'll get a picture of Tommy up in a minute. I'm trying to find a good one here. But anyways, yes.
Robin's in the chat. We need to get him get some hairspray for Halloween.
Okay, so tell me about Thomas the Tank. Why did he make you over this?
Thomas the Tank is just, to me, when I hear the word Thomas, the full name Thomas, it's just one of the first images that pops in my head.
Okay.
Come off of it's not quite cartoon, but it's like kind of like a, not quite claymation either, but
it's like stop motion. What is it? Yeah, it's like stop motion. It's very it's kind of weird.
It's the trains have faces on them, and they all have different roles. But he's the star of the show.
All right. Well, there you go. Well, we have on the screen now. If you're live in the chat, you can see John. This might be. Maybe I should make this a show art. Me and you right there, those two babies. That is John. Man, I'm telling you, dude. Now that I say it, it does kind of look like you and your kid kind of mashed together.
I mean, I'm not denying.
Wow. Okay. Well, anyways, okay. So Thomas the Tank. All right. So let me run down our list real quick. We've got for me Thomas Jefferson, Tom Hanks, Tom Cruise, Tommy John, and I put Lee on here. That's crazy. John has Thomas Edison, Tom Petty, St. Thomas, and Thomas the Tank. Who else was on your list?
The one that I was struggling with was Tom Brokaw.
Oh, that's a good one.
Our most to me, our most interesting guest that we've had on here was Bob Mueller.
Oh yeah.
And I just, I thought, Tom Brokaw is probably one of the
Yeah,
One of
he's
those
a
people
big one.
that you think of when it comes to news that's not swayed.
Right. Okay. That's funny. I didn't have Tom Brokaw, and I didn't have Thomas Edison either on my list. I did want to put Tom Waits on. He's one of my favorite musical artists.
He's on my honorable mentions.
But he's not on the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
I mean, I love him. He would be on. Here's the difference, but how I do it. Sometimes I'll throw one on the end just for me. Sometimes, but I'm trying to look at historically who would make the Mount Rushmore. But Tom Waits, love him. I had Tom Holland, your boy Tom Holland.
There's a lot of Tom actors up there. So
Tom Kenny, voice of SpongeBob. Tom Selleck.
I put Tom Selleck's mustache.
I wanted to put Tom Selleck in at number 4. I was thinking, or through number 3, because I mean he's in our age. Who else did you?
Tom Morello.
That's a good one.
T.S. Eliot.
Okay.
The T stands for Thomas.
There you
go. Let's see who else do I have on here. Tom from Tom and Jerry.
Oh man.
Tom Jones. Is it unusual?
Yeah, I had Tom Jones.
Tommy Lee.
How about Tommy Lasorda?
Tommy Lasorda. Tommy Chong.
What about just Tommy from The Who?
I did not do Tommy from The Who.
It's a good one though.
Tom DeLonge. Not that he's important. It's just I love Blink-182.
Yeah, no, that's fine. There's a lot of freaking Toms out here.
Tommy Lasorda, Tom Arnold.
Mm.
I mean, I would never say this person, but I just have to mention because he's a famous Tommy. But Tommy Hilfiger.
Yeah, I was thinking Tommy Bahama. I was thinking, well, yeah, I thought Tommy Hilfiger too. I actually did think that. Yeah, there's a whole bunch. Tommy Boy.
I was thinking Tommy Boy. I was like,
I don't know. It's a character. But anyways.
And then for those that had a couple, Rob Thomas and Isaiah Thomas.
Oh, there he is. Going to go with last names.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that is our Mount Rushmore of Toms. Let us know who we missed, who should have made the list, all that good stuff. But I feel pretty solid with those people there. So there we go. All right. So like I said, we have a very special Dear John tonight. And no one actually wrote this in, but I found it on Reddit. There is a Reddit subreddit called like relationship problems or something. Somebody on Twitter sent it to me because it features Tom Brady. And John, I cannot wait to get your advice on this. So we're going to hit the music and then we're going to go into it. All right, here we go. It's time for Dear John. I'm going to read this to you. So basically this entire year this is not me that wrote it. I wish it was. So basically this entire year I've been on the Bucks Brady bandwagon big time. And it's been a blast. I'm a huge Brady fan growing up in the GOAT state. Watching the GOAT win ring after ring allowed me to grow up with the mindset of a winner. Watching Brady win has become such a huge part of my identity that in honor of him, I went out yesterday and got the number 12 tattooed on my arm. Okay. This is my first tattoo. My girlfriend has always been really into tattoos and always wanted me to get one. I always told her I wasn't against it, but wanted to wait to get one for something that was truly meaningful, and she said she understood. She has a bunch, including a swallow across her ribcage, blah, blah, blah. I came home from the shop yesterday and went to show her the tattoo. I prefaced the reveal by saying I finally has found something meaningful to me, and I got it tattooed on me. And when she saw the big blue 12 on my arm, she began to cry about me getting a tattoo that was so beautiful and romantic. The entire time getting a tattoo, it didn't even occur to me that 2012 was the year we started dating, or that she would even make that connection. She was critical of the font, which was a Patriots font, but was moved by the sentiment. And when she asked me what the color blue symbolized, I told her it was her blue eyes, even though it was the Patriots colors. Here's the problem. I'm going to have to keep this a secret for the rest of my life, but I don't know how, since I've already told my friends that I was getting it done, and my brothers know as well. They will definitely want to see next time we're all together. Not to mention the number is clearly in a football jersey font that my girlfriend could figure out at any moment. I'm worried because the implication is that Tom Brady is more important to me than she is, which isn't true. He's just been a part of my life longer. Either way, I feel like she's going to be upset. Do I tell her the truth? Keep it a secret? I feel bad, but it wouldn't be the first secret I've kept from her. At the same time, I feel like having a lie about the tattoo for the rest of my life would tear me apart. Dear John, what do I do? This is some serious stuff right here.
This is some serious stuff.
This is bad.
I would get ahead of the game, right?
Okay.
And I would show her a jersey. I was like, look, I was combining 2 and 1. You know, that's why I like the font, because I love football so much. I know you don't like the font, but that's why the font's that way. And then if his buddies or his brothers are like start ragging him about it in front of her, he said he needs to just pull her aside and say, "Look, I told them that so they'd leave me alone because I told them."
So you are advising him to continue to lie, though.
Yeah.
For the rest, like if these people are together forever, which I mean, odds are they probably won't be, but let's just say they are. He's going to have to live with this lie. This is the beginning of the relationship, enveloped in a lie, John.
He admits by his own words
Yes.
that she is more important to him than Tom Brady.
Well, actions speak louder than words.
I'm just saying he said that.
Well,
right?
I can say I'm the king of England. It doesn't mean it's true. What really matters?
I will digress by something I mentioned earlier.
Okay.
Earlier today, on the podcast, I mentioned my son's middle name was Thomas.
Right.
All right. And I'm really big into name meanings. Unfortunately, the name Thomas means twin.
Okay.
My son is obviously not a twin.
No. Well, Chucky.
I mean, or Ralphie from the Christmas
That's
Story.
true.
He looks more like him. But anyway.
Continue.
Fast forward, we're in the hospital. My mother-in-law's there visiting with us, and she says, "Okay, so June, that makes him a Gemini." And suddenly,
okay.
Yeah, it was actually for a while. It was bothering me that his name meant twin.
That's wild, but okay.
It bugged me.
Okay, I feel you.
And so I was like, okay, well, it'll be about the apostle.
Right.
And so that made me feel a little bit better, but it still kind of nagged at me a little bit. But when she said, okay, Gemini, and Gemini, for those of you who don't know, means twin. And so it was a blessing to me.
Well, that's, yes.
So,
okay, that's a cosmic coincidence, but it worked out. I understand that.
I think that this tattoo for this man is a cosmic coincidence.
Brother. No.
And that's roll with it, brother.
No. You got to discard you've got to come clean with this stuff now. You've got to. I mean, I'm sorry. I know it's going to be rough, but you've got to rip this Band-Aid off. You've got to say, look, I got to sit you down and tell you the truth. I know you were super excited when I came home. And I mean, you do mean the world to me, but I've been following this guy since 2000. Okay, I don't know how old this guy is. Let's say he's 20. I mean, some people that are 20 have only known, like, they were born when Tom Brady was winning championships, all right? So you can understand it's a part of their identity.
Yeah.
I just think you continue to lie. The lie's going to come out because too many people know. Now, if you didn't tell anyone this, and then you could go to your boys and just be like, yeah, I mean, I see the point of like, I combine two things would almost be a good one, but there's just there's too much collateral damage. You're not going to be around to be all these people all the time. They're going to slip up. One of them's going to tell her, man. He's going to get drunk at a backyard barbecue, and he's going to go, man, he got that tattoo for Tom Brady. Look, here's the font. She's going to go, oh, wait a minute. And she's going to...
I'm saying...
How does she not know he loves Tom Brady anyway? That's a bit odd.
Yeah, she should
I mean,
know
my wife,
first of
if
all.
I walked in with a 12 tattoo, I mean...
She's going to know.
She would know. If I walked in with any football jersey tattoo, I mean, she'd be like, what? That's... So, okay, I just want to make sure I'm hearing this right. But you are advising this dude to keep lying.
Just saying, it's a 2-in-1 situation.
Robin said, that is pulling it out of your butt to explain that 12. And I would agree. This is... I'd said on the podcast that if Tom Brady had signed with the Titans and won the Super Bowl, I would have gotten a big Tom Brady tattoo. Thank God he didn't come here because he probably would have won the Super Bowl with him. Like, I probably would have had to get the tattoo. Now, I don't have any tattoos. We've talked before. John has one, but...
I'm just saying, if I got an Orioles bird on my chest,
yes,
and Robin saw it and she thought it was a picture of a robin,
yeah, okay, what if that happened?
I'd be in trouble.
Well, what would you do?
Well, she knows that she knows.
Let's say she doesn't, though. Let's say your wife's like, oh, you got a robin on your chest?
Oh, out of the gate, I'd be like, no, that's an Oriole.
No,
okay. I was born in Baltimore.
That's true.
But I mean, too much time has passed for this young man.
Yeah, he's burnt, man.
He should have been like, I love Tom Brady as he's opening up his sleeve or wherever he put it.
I mean, the story's so wild. It's almost like, can this really be true? Like, is this the truth? I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming. It is.
Sounds like a story off of a sitcom.
Yeah,
like an episode.
But the sitcoms do get their stories from other places. So I mean, this could be a funny. You're right. This could be a funny, like Goldberg's episode or something. You get a tattoo. I don't know. The reason I never got a tattoo, I couldn't find anything I really wanted. Like,
I mean, that's I waited till I was like 23.
Why did you get your tattoo?
Because I waited. I always wanted one, but I didn't have anything that.
So you just wanted a tattoo though, like.
I wanted one, but I didn't know what I wanted.
Right.
I wanted one like the day I was 18. I was like, let's get a tattoo. And I never knew what I would want. Okay. I wanted something that I knew I would want. Still, like 10, 20 years later.
I hear you.
And for those of you who don't know, it's a dragon, and I thought dragons were cool back then. I still think they're kind of cool. So
I mean, Game of Thrones apparently thanks to everybody. I mean, it's funny. Back when you got that tattoo, the number of people you've been like, "Yo, what are dragons? Are they cool?" People have been like, "No, they're not." Now, everyone loves dragons, dude. It's weird. It's weird how things just kind of Game of Thrones, man. There were kids we used to sit with at a lunch table that were literally role-playing Game of Thrones, and they were made fun of, they were mocked, and now it's like a pop culture phenomenon. Like, I never watched it because I'm like, I don't need to watch it. I've read every other story like this. I already know how this ends. Like, come on. So, I don't know. All right, well, that's good. So, final advice. Wrap it up for my man.
Combine the two. Make it about both things, but let her know that in your heart of hearts, she's number one.
Oh, God. There we go. That's Dear John. That ends badly. That dude's a dead man walking. All right. There you go. That is Dear John. And you know what? I guess we've almost come up to the end of the episode. So we had, we got into a lot of things. Top Toms. Say goodbye to Larry Flint. Say goodbye to Gina Carano. And celebrated the Super Bowl that was. Man, I'm trying to think if there's anything out there that really is worth watching. There is a good show on Hulu. If you have Hulu, it's called Wayne, like Bruce Wayne, but just Wayne. Story of a teenage kid who is basically falls in love with a girl and then has to go get his father's car, and it is fantastic. If you like kind of violent but kind of funny, great dialogue and everything, it's great. A lot of the actors are European actors, and that's why. You may not be familiar with some of them, but my God, there's some characters in that show I will never forget. So it's like 35, 40-minute episodes. I think there's 8 or 10 of them. So you can get through it pretty quick. So go check that out.
What streaming services?
That is on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
So, yeah. So there you go. All right. Well, I mean, you know about us. We're Blame Your Brother. You can go to our website, which is bybpod.com. That's bybpod.com. Once you go there, you can check out all the greatness of that website. What does it have on it? Well, it has every past episode we've ever done. So if you're curious to check out some older episodes, like if you want to check out the Bob Mueller episode or Mary Mays, we interviewed her, a lot of the news people. I mean, there's some great guests that have been on the program. You can do that. You can check those out. It's got all the links to our social media, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. We're all on there, and different ways to listen to the podcast. We also got the Amazon links. If you're going to be buying stuff through Amazon, jump on there.
Valentine's Day is coming up. You're down to the wire, so you need that Amazon Prime.
You better get on that right now.
Go to our website first. Hit on that affiliate link.
That's it, man. It helps us out. You can buy merchandise, shirts, hats, face masks, leggings, all kinds of stuff. And if you want to ask John for advice, you can do so on the Contact the Show, or if you just want to comment.
Just want to talk. Just send us something. Tell us how we screwed up.
We are here for you people. We will be here. So that's our website. Go grab the show, subscribe it, share it with your friends. And like I said, we're gonna what we're gonna do to play it out is we got Memory of the Week. So if you want to hang around for that, Michael Anthony has delivered a special day in this history of the world, and so we'll see what that's like. But with all that being said, John, is there anything else?
Don't blame yourself when you can blame your brother.
Welcome to Memory of the Week. Today is Thursday, February 11th, the 42nd day of 2021. There are 323 days left in the year. On February 11, 2020, the World Health Organization gave the official name of COVID-19 to the disease caused by coronavirus that had emerged in the city of Wuhan in China. A group of 195 evacuees was cleared to end a 2-week quarantine at a Southern California military base where they had been staying since flying out of China amid the coronavirus outbreak.
Let's try it again.
That is today's Memory of the Week.
What's going on here?
Welcome to Memory of the Week. Today is Thursday, February 11th, the 42nd day of 2021. There are 323 days left in the year. On February 11th, 2020, the World Health Organization